A little of what they saw, because even though the White House has its secrets, it is your house too, and most of the truly fascinating facts are right there if you know how to find them. 360 Tom Foreman does and joins us now with the inside info. Tom?
Anderson, the Obamas will face quite a change in lifestyle, as all first families do, because of their new address. So let's see what the president-elect saw. Starting with the seat of power, the Oval Office. Former presidents have told me they never lost the sense of awe every single day walking up to their desks here. Just down the hall, the Cabinet Room. President-elect Obama is trying to decide who should fill all the chairs around this table, knowing that some of his most important discussions will take place right here. This is the Diplomatic Room, where world leaders will come to pay their respects and where FDR held his famous fireside chats. The Blue Room, President Martin Van Buren painted it that color, and no president has changed it. The Red Room, famous for its ornate furniture and receptions by Dolly Madison. And speaking of first ladies, look at some of what Michelle Obama probably saw. Planning a party with 5 full-time chefs, you can use the State Dining Room to have 140 guests for a sit-down dinner or 1,000 for hors d'oeuvres. For a smaller gathering, she might consider the Map Room, the map on the wall drawn by Thomas Jefferson's father, and so many other spectacular settings. The White House has 132 rooms, 35 bathrooms, 412 doors, 8 staircases, and 3 elevators. It is an immense place, although we should note the family's actual living quarters are much smaller, only about 16 rooms, although they do include their own wonders, among them the Lincoln bedroom. The family gets $100,000 for redecorating and maintaining the White House during his term, and the first daughters can choose their own bedroom decor. A nice place to come home to at the end of a long campaign. And Anderson, I have to say, as much as these pictures today were dazzling to see, and people keep noting that he was the first African-American to be in that position, I must say I'm equally dazzled by the youth of this family. We haven't seen a family so young in quite some time, and it brings a certain energy to the White House, whether you're for him or against him politically. Quite an amazing picture to see, and you can't help but imagine what it's going to be like for this family to live in this most famous address in the world.
Just to have 2 young kids running around inside the White House, that's going to be something we haven't seen, I guess, since Jimmy Carter with Amy Carter.
It'll be an interesting 4 years, no matter how you look at it.
And on the money, they get $100,000 basically to redecorate or refurnish things they want. That's not a lot for if they have 16 rooms to take care of. In the kind of grand style of the White House, I don't think $100,000 goes very far.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot. They can bring their own furniture in if they want to. That can cut down on the cost if they want to. But they also, when you get to any of the historic public places, they actually, any changes they make there, they would do with historians, people to make sure they change a certain way to make things happen. So, I mean, good heavens, this is a residence that really does belong to the people of the country. And yet, this family has to find a way to live in the middle of this extraordinary hubbub and try to maintain something of a private life, something of a real family life. It's a very hard trick to pull off, as many first families have found, but they're going to make a good stab at it, I'm sure.
That's the Lincoln bedroom right there. Tom, thanks very much. We're going to have a lot more of what Barack Obama and Michelle Obama saw inside the White House.